Well, good evening, all. Ira Epstein with your Stock Spider ETF update for this Wednesday evening, December 10th, 2025. We get a number of data tomorrow. We get the jobless claims. We get the trade balance data. They'll both come out at 7:30 in the morning. September wholesale inventories and sales data, that'll come out at 9 o'clock. The natural gas report will come out at 9:30. OPEC and IEA reports will come out during the morning as well. They generally differ with each other, by the way. Now, the event of the day today was obviously the Fed meeting, the statements by the Fed, and certainly the conversation and the press conference that Powell had. Number one, he thinks there's a systematic problem. You heard the word, and quote, systematic problem in how we've been getting the jobs numbers, and thinks they're wrong. He thinks that the amount of job creation is substantially less. He pays a lot of attention to what goes on with the beige books, and he's not seeing that that's matching up with what the numbers are that we're getting. On that vein, we're due for a big jump in jobless claims tomorrow, so we'll see if that ties in. But the Fed has turned their attention to one thing, helping the jobs market, not fighting inflation at this point, and the door is open to more, if you will, cuts. Now, what the Fed also surprised the market with is a $40 billion purchase of short-term treasuries beginning December 12th and running for 5 months. Folks, any way you want to look at it, it's a mini form of quantitative easing. And the market looked at that and took a jump. So the first thing I look at is our stocks that didn't rally. Rivian. Okay, that should have helped them. That's going to be auto loans coming down, that short-term money. That's a problem for something like that. Just go through your deck and look. Netflix, that wasn't up. Uranium wasn't up on the news. STNG wasn't up. So just go and pay attention and see if that gives you a warning sign on certain markets, maybe things that you're going to see people start trimming their portfolio of as we get into the year-end selling, which is now to begin at any point. I think it's going on after today. When we look at Rivian, you filled the gap that the chart had left. Remember I said you rarely leave these gaps. So the market came up, filled it. It's not looking good right here. It could pull back very easily. It's something we have to pay attention to. The trend is still up, and that's what's keeping me in it. Higher lows, higher highs. We'll see how this does. But any move under 1704 could be problematic for this market and send it back down to the 18-day average of closes. We'll just have to wait and see. When you look at the Bollinger Band, once it filled the gap, it just couldn't keep going. I was hoping it was going to get to 1884. Well, it didn't. So while the trend is up, you've got to pay attention to a market that is overbought. Watch this, you'll see. Always look right here when I tell you to do that. And do we have a day where both numbers are over 80? Yep. Do we have a day where both over 80? Yep. Did it do it today? No. So the market refused to embed, which is to me a statement that the market's just not ready to lock in and take off to the upside in any manner here. In Meta, I'm looking at what this did. Now, here too, take a look. You had embedded readings. Agreed? Still embedded yesterday. Today you lose that reading. So another stock that's got a problem as far as I'm concerned could be going before it goes up for the most recent high that it just had, which is right here this day. I think the market can make a run to wherever the 18-day average comes in. Goldman Sachs performed exceptionally well. Embedded reading now. Breaks in the market, probably good time to come into the market. Roku, overbought, 2 days at the upper Bollinger Band, acting pretty good actually. Netflix, the market doesn't want to give this market any quarter at all. What it is really saying, I think, is that the market doesn't want to see them buy Warner Brothers. And I think you pay attention to that. If they don't get it, you probably get a good pop in the stock. Uber has fallen out of bed. I mean, this market just went from $92.78, $10 lower. at 82.72 today. Not quite certain what's going on there, but it certainly isn't good news. Tesla came back up today, even with the downgrades, up another $6, and it embedded along the way. So I pay attention to that. We have a fully embedded rating. Market wasn't to buy today as it made a higher high than yesterday, but it could be on breaks. Joby's another one of these that couldn't hold a gain today, and that's a problem for this. It could be going back to the 1429 level. In XLF, the financial sector, up and away you go. Why? Well, I think you'd agree with me. It appears that we have more interest rates coming. And I'm talking cuts, not a cut, cuts. Again, Kevin Hessett said there's room to run. What is the real neutral rate? Is it 3%? Is it 2.75? It's certainly not 3.5 to 3.75 or 3.25 to 3.5. So I think that there's room for another cut. The question is the data. The question is the Fed right that the jobs data is this week? And we don't know that yet. We are going to get our jobs reports next week, so that'll give us an idea if the Fed knows something we don't know. In XLI, you can see how the market came a bit alive here. Now, the U.S. captured a Venezuelan oil tanker. These things are monsters if you've ever seen one. And the question is why? And we don't have any answers yet from the State Department, so we want to see that. But it gave oil a bid in everything today when that came out. I think the combination of lower U.S. interest rates, a cheaper dollar most likely going to happen because of the cut in interest rates and other banks now ready to hold steady as the Bank of Canada did today, that also adds some bid into the energy markets. In the gold market, that's certainly at play. Lower dollar favors the gold market. In Palantir, look at how you took off. So we heard that more companies are now going to use, I think it was Navy said it today, the technology here for the rehabbing of subs and so on that it's going on. Very important, but you're up to the upper Bollinger Band. This is where pros take money off the table. They don't add. Microsoft, again, another day where it just can't do anything. The most it's been able to do is rally back up to key moving averages, be it the 18 or the 100, and fail from those numbers. As we look at BND, notice how it's fighting a battle at the 100-day average. Now, I put more moving averages on the charts than you're seeing here when I do my subscriber videos. And those are the people that pay, and we put on the 50, the 200-day, 3-day averages of different things. There's many more that you're not seeing, and they all come into play in a big way. But again, this is free, and these are meant to be teasers for you to figure out reasons. Find your $8, $9, $10 and subscribe. I think you'll find it interesting. In UUP, the dollar, well, getting hit. I think the dollar's going a lot lower than this over time. It doesn't have to happen in one day. But what I do think is that we are committed now in the U.S. for the remaining time that Powell is going to be there to lower rates, and whoever's going to come in as the Fed chair, Trump is not going to appoint somebody that doesn't think like Trump. And if you saw the president's interview after the announcement by the Fed Chair Powell as to what the policy was, immediately he was disgusted. He should have gone 50 points. The one person on the Fed did say that, Steve Myron. He wanted the 50 point. Two other members also dissented with a cut. One was the Chicago Fed President Goolsbee. He didn't want one at all. FXE. If you take a look at this, the market takes off to the upside. Yeah, this is bullish, the euro currency. So you put this all together, you come up with game plans, and as I said, do yourself a favor. Take a look at my research. You can go for a month. You can do it for any period you want. But I think if you give it a fair shot, you might find it helpful in your own trading ideas. I'm Ira Epstein. You can get to our website by going right here at www.iraepstein.com. Click one of these icons or click over here. You have a great day.